My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. Ireland is a small country of 5 million people. So why are Irishmen attacking Indians? Well, frankly, I'm not surprised, because when I look at Indians, I feel like attacking them. So why won't foreigners want to attack them? The trouble with Indians is they're terribly ill behaved. They push and pull. They have no concept of good, polite conversation like thank you and please and after you, may I. Could I do this? Could I do that? Nothing like that. They're just rushing around everywhere, and they're scratching themselves everywhere, and they're making it so they make a spectacle of themselves, and nobody likes them. That is across the world, nobody likes them. Now I'll tell you. Let me shift to Canada. The other day I was looking at a blogger, an Indian blogger who settled there, and he says that there are Canadian boys, boys Indians who gone to Canada, 20, 25-year-old, and you know what they do every day? They wear their clothes and they go to a city swimming pool where Canadian girls of 20 and 18, etc., etc., they come in their swimsuits, and they swim there. And these Indian boys, they're so sex starved, they ogle these girls. Then there's another. The other day, I saw another video of an Indian who was holding a puja at home, puja worship, and so he had brought big chunks of wood, put them on one of those iron trays where you put cement if you want to do some repair work, and he was burning them with incense and with various other turmeric and with caste marks, etc., etc. And so the neighbors thought that there was a fire out there, so they called the fire brigade. So Indians just bring chaos wherever they go. Like Modi goes everywhere and grabs people, Indians go and just cause chaos. They're like Mr. Bean. Then there was another fellow, an Indian blogger, who was filming an Indian female coming with a son, and she stopped the car by the side of the road, took out a bag of a garbage bag and put it on the side of the road. And there was a white who was shouting, "Hey lady, that's not a garbage bin, that's not a garbage dump." And she didn't bother, of course, and she went away. So that is the trouble with all these Indians. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. Last year, America expelled 160,000 Indians. The figure comes from the Department of Homeland Security in America. So that is the trouble with it. That was around 436 people every day in Britain picks up, intercepts Indians trying to cross the English Channel to get into, and every day they catch 20, 30, 40, whatever it is. So the plight of the Indians is here they don't want to stay because this India is a hell, and there they don't want them because they consider India's utterly rotten. Now, just before I was starting this particular video, I went to YouTube, and Georgia, that breakaway republic of Russia, not a very prominent country there in Central Asia, some Indians had gone there on a tourist visa, and the visa was there, but they were not letting them in. That these fellows will create chaos, or they'll be a menace, or they'll be just rotten. That is the trouble with Indians. Indians have just brought very a bad name across to Indians across the world. I don't know what to do. I mean, why are we such losers? And another trouble with whites, Europeans and Americans, is they find that we smell of curry, and maybe we do. We never smell the smells that are a part of our life. But the way we cook, those red chilies and turmeric and garam masala, those. We cook them, and in Britain there are people, landlords, who just will not rent an apartment to an Indian, because they say that if he lives there and he cooks there as he will, then the smell of those masalas will permeate all the landlord's fabric. Where there's curtains, where there's bed sheets, where there's upholstery, everything it'll say, and it lingers for months and months. So they say no Indians ever, no Indians ever. So this is the plight of Indians. And Indians, they don't know how to talk. They were, if an Indian was to go to a bar, he wouldn't say, a beer please, may I have a beer please, thank you very much, etc. Say, you have a beer, you have a beer. Give me cold, give me cold, and they'll scratch, and they'll push past, and they won't wait for anybody. They have no manners, yeah. They have no grace, and because living in this shitty country, they become shitty, and I remember that poor fellow who was talking of Canada. He says the Indians here, till they turn Canada into India, they will not rest content. So that is, we are totally unwanted people, what to do, Indians. Actually, yeah, really, I'm totally disillusioned with them. I go to Goa every year, and I make sure one thing, there are a lot of foreigners there. So I say good morning and good evening to foreigners, but I don't say good morning to Indians. They don't deserve my greetings. So, well, friends, these are just views, etc., etc. You may find them a little unpatriotic, but it's fun, man. It's fun. So I'll get going. Please send it to everybody you know, and subscribe to my channel. So I'll get going. See you later, alligator.